Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I want to talk about I-cords. I-cords can be knitted from 2 up to 7 stitches. And I also want to share with you my favorite trick for neat and tidy I-cords regardless of your stitch count. To get started, cast on the stitches you need for your I-cord. Traditionally, it's worked with 3 or 4 stitches. For this tutorial, I'm using 3 stitches. It's a great size to learn and make wonderful accessories with it. Later, I will also show you how you can work step by step an 7-stitch I-cord. So, when you did cast on the stitches for your I-cord, you do not turn your work. Instead, we want to slide our stitches to the other end of the needle. So we bring our stitches from the left side to the right side. Your working yarn is now at the left side of your stitches. And we want to move the yarn strand from the left side of your work to the right side. So insert your needle through the first stitch, grab your yarn strand, pull it through your stitch, and then slip the stitch off the needle. I'm not holding a very firm or tight tension because this is needed. Later we will roll the I-cord in our hand and the stitches will magically settle in on its own, so you do not need a firm tension and hurting yourself. So we have now knitted our first row and we keep repeating this. We slip our stitches from the left to the right side. Our working yarn is now at the left side of our stitches and we want to bring it to the right side. Insert your needle into the first stitch on the right side on your knitting needle and pull your working yarn through. Pause a moment and lay your needle tips in a cross shape against each other. Next, gently pull the working yarn until it's snug. This little measuring trick helps keep the yarn strand at the back even and tidy, giving your I-cord a really neat finish. And then knit the next 2 stitches. After each row, I pull a little on my cast on tail so that the stitches can fall nicely into place. And then again, slide your stitches from the left side to the right side, and we keep repeating this. Insert your needle through the first stitch and bring your working yarn through. Next, pull your working yarn until it's snug on the needles and then slip the stitch off. Knit the next 2 stitches and pull a little on your tail to even everything out. When we turn our work around, you can see here this yarn strand. This is the strand we just pulled from the left side to the right side, and this strand will close our I-cord. I like to think of an I-cord like the watermelon experiment. Each new row of stitches wraps and pulls on the previous one, just as each rubber band adds tension around the watermelon surface. The pressure from those floats along the back draws the fabric inward, causing it to curl into a neat, self-contained tube. Keep repeating those steps until you reach a length you need for your project. It can be a bow tie or a drawstring or something else entirely. You can knit I-cords with several types of needle. Double-pointed needles are a classic choice since you can easily slide the stitches from one side to the other. I typically use double-pointed needles from 2 mm up to 4 mm, and I don't have bigger ones. So when I need to knit a larger I-cord, I simply use circular needles or only the tips of it. So I knitted all my stitches on a circular needle, and to work a I-cord on a circular needle, simply treat the cable like a long double-pointed needle. Slide the stitches from the left side over the cable to the right needle. Then grab your left needle and then work your I-cord as you did before. Insert your needle through the first stitch on your needle and then work all 3 stitches. Slide your stitches from the left needle over the cable to the right needle and then knit the 3 stitches again. If you don't have circular needles, you can even knit an I-cord on straight needles. Straight needles are really long needles and they have a stopper here at the end, so it makes it impossible to slide the stitches to the other end and knit them off. So I will show this trick on circular needles because it also works on them. You simply slip your stitches from the right needle back to the left needle. So insert your left needle through the first stitch and slip it back. Insert your needle through the second stitch purlwise and slip it back, and through the third stitch and also slip it purlwise back onto the left needle. And then you can simply knit with the right needle all stitches again. After knitting all stitches, you simply slip them purlwise back onto your left needle, and this is how you can work your I-cord with straight needles or also with circular needles when you don't want to slip your I-cord over the long cable. Another option is to knit your I-cord with the tips of your needle if you have interchangeable needles. So to show you, I need to remove my needles from the cable. I will do this real quick. So and now we only have the tips of our needles, and we treat the needle tips the same way as we did with our double pointed needles. We need to slip the stitches from the left side to the right side and then knit them off with the other needle tip. Then slip the stitches to the right side again. And knit the 3 stitches. I would say that this method is my favorite one because of the small needle tips. It goes really fast. And to round everything up, I also want to show you how you can bind off your I-cord. Again, you slip your stitches from the right side to the left side and then you knit your first stitch, knit the second stitch, and then slip the first stitch over the second stitch. Knit your last stitch and then slip the second stitch over the first stitch to bind off one stitch, and then cut your yarn, pull your working yarn through the stitch on the needle, and your I-cord is finished. And now to the best trick in the whole world. I swear it's so good. You can see that the stitches on the back are not as neat as the stitches on the front. So lay your I-cord in your hand and then give it a real good roll. You don't have to be gentle for this, and this rolling technique helps to smooth everything out. It really makes a difference in how neat and even the I-cord turns out at the end. You can see here that the stitches are all even and really nice and tidy. I really love this trick. So, and now for the 7-stitch I-cord. For the 7-stitch I-cord you need of course to cast on 7 stitches. And then we are going to simply repeat the steps we did before. Slide the stitches from the left to the right side and knit the first stitch. The first stitch I will pull them a little bit tighter, and then I'm knitting the next 6 stitches. Again, slide the stitches from the left side to the right side. When knitting the first stitch, pull it a little bit tighter, but you don't have to aggressively pull on it. You don't have to hurt yourself. And then knit all the stitches. You can see that the I-cord behaves a little unnatural. It tries to curl to the front. Simply pull a little on the yarn floats to get them to the back side. Then again, slide the stitches from the left to the right, knit the first stitch and pull a little on that stitch, and then knit the next 6 stitches. When your I-cord tries to curl again to the front, simply pull on it a little bit so that all the yarn floats are at the back side. I will knit a few rows off camera and then I will meet you back when it's time to finish this I-cord. So I have knitted a few rows, and when we turn our tube around you can already see that it isn't as nice and tidy as the other one. It looks really loose, and at first glance you think, oh no, Sarah, what are you teaching us? This will never work. But let me show you that you can make it really nice and that a 7-stitch I-cord works just as well as a 3-stitch I-cord. So place your I-cord stitches on a safety pin. Be careful to not split your stitches. and then lay your I-cord in your hand. Make sure the working yarn is out of the way. And then start rolling it. Roll it really good. There's no need to be gentle. Feel free to add some pressure. You cannot destroy it. And when we look closely now, you can see that everything has closed and the stitches are looking really tidy. I will roll it a little bit more because I wasn't happy with the result. You can see you can roll it as many times as you want until you are happy. So now I'm happy. So you can see that the stitches at the back are really nice and everything has closed up really well. And you have a really nice and round tube. I didn't try 8 stitches, but if you have, please let me know in the comments down below how it worked for you. A 7-stitch I-cord it feels a little floppier than a traditional 3-stitch or 4-stitch. When you put some pressure on it, you have the feeling that the 4-stitch I-cord is much sturdier than the 7-stitch I-cord. So keep that in mind if you want to make some drawstrings for a bag. And that's already it for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending your precious time with me. You can try using your newfound skills to create some cute decorations or something else entirely. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy. Until next time. Bye.